Talk Sporty 101, there is no such thing as sports talk for women. I know, it surprises a lot of people when I point this out. I don't even know what that is. I am a woman, I talk sports for a living, and yet I have no idea what you think sports talk for women is versus sports talk for men. Now, here's what I think you are trying to say. I think when people make that distinction, they are trying to say things like, not everybody wants to dive into the stats and the numbers and the analytics the same way as other people. And not everybody wants the backstory on the athlete or the community service or the feel-good stuff, right? What you have just described are two totally different types of fans. And it is not because one is male and one is female. It's because of the way they prefer to communicate. It also goes back to the level of fandom that they are at. If you are a novice fan, you are not going to dive into analytics the same way that you might dive into the stats if you were a hardcore fan. Now, that's not 100% true, but your level of sports knowledge is going to determine part of what it is that you want to talk about. Your personality and your communication style is going to determine the rest. Here's why all of this matters. If you think you need somebody to talk to you differently because you are male versus female, you've got a problem that exists outside of sports conversations. If you are afraid to talk to somebody because you don't think they are going to talk sports the same way you are, then you have a problem when it comes to building relationships. Look, all of this comes down to communication skills. And you don't have to change your personal preference as a fan or your personal preference in communication style. You just need to be aware that other people have different preferences. You might engage in different conversation starters or in a different type of conversation, but it is not because there is any such thing as sports talk for women. Get that out of your head and keep going with Talk Sporty 101.